Hello, my name is Olivia Mornay, and I manage the Global Programs and Partnerships team at Monash Business School. I'm delighted today to join you to present the Discover Monash Business School information session with students from our valued partner UEH ISB. The purpose of today's session is to talk to you about Monash University and Monash Business School in general, and then to go into a little bit more detail regarding our joint program. We will also talk to you about how you can make the most of the opportunities that await you at Monash, particularly in relation to our clubs and societies, along with student services that really aim to enhance your student experience and ensure that you're prepared to enter the workforce when you graduate from Monash. But first, let's talk about Monash in general. Monash University is a founding member of the Group of Eight, which comprises of Australia's 8 leading universities. Monash was founded in 1958, and in the past 60 years or so, we have risen from a single campus into the largest university in Australia. Here at Monash, we have a vibrant and diverse community of over 84,000 students across all of our campuses. Monash is a fully comprehensive university offering courses across numerous disciplines, ranging right from medicine to architecture to business to science and everything in between. We are a research-intensive university making highly significant contributions that bring real and positive change to the world. Many of the lecturers that teach at Monash are still working in industry or actively conducting research, so that you can be sure that your academic content is current and includes real-world examples. Monash University is very proud of our rankings, and recently we have achieved a ranking of 37th best performing university in the world, according to the most recent QS World Rankings. And we are also in the top 50 in the world in numerous rankings across the board. We are very proud to have ranked 54th in the world in terms of graduate employability recently as well. These rankings really attest to the high quality education, research, and impact of the graduates that we have been able to work with, and that if you become a Monash graduate yourself, that you'll become a valued part of that alumni network. Monash Business School now is in the top 1% of business schools worldwide. We are also highly ranked in specific areas of study, most notably our economics and business discipline, which is ranked number 17th in the world. So no matter which discipline you choose, you can be assured that by coming to Monash Business School, you'll be receiving a really top quality education. We are also very proud to hold accreditations from the top 3 accrediting bodies for business schools globally. They include AACSB, EQUIS, and AMBER. Now, they are the bodies representing kind of a North American institution, a European institution, and that postgraduate master's level accrediting body. There are only 3 universities in Australia that hold this triple accreditation from these bodies, and so we are part of a very small specific group. And this means that you'll be able to gain a degree that is recognised by employers worldwide, and you'll be receiving the highest level of business education that is being offered. Plus, of course, our strong alumni network that really gives you a competitive advantage when it comes to your career journey after graduation. Monash is truly a global university with campuses in a number of countries, including 4 campuses here in Melbourne, Australia. We have a large, well-established campus in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We have a graduate research centre in Suzhou, China, which is operated in conjunction with Southeast University. We have a graduate centre in Mumbai, India, offering PhDs with IITB. We also have a study centre in Prato, Italy, which offers short-term international experiences. We've also recently opened another campus in Jakarta, Indonesia, and we are very proud to be the first international institution to do so And within our student body, we have representation from over 150 countries, so making Monash an extremely diverse and truly international community. So although we have graduates all over the world, we have a significant population of graduates which are Vietnamese or of Vietnamese descent. And we hope that after studying at Monash, you'd be able to connect and leverage and actively contribute to this alumni network. This could be very useful for you if you choose to return to Vietnam after your studies to connect in with these networks. Some of the notable alumni that are currently working in high positions in both the private and public sector within Vietnam are listed on the slide. So as mentioned, here in Melbourne, we have 4 campuses, 3 of which you'd be able to choose when you join us here at Monash. Our Caulfield campus is located approximately 10 minutes by train from the city. This campus is smaller than our main campus, Clayton, but it really hosts a vibrant community of predominantly business school students. Our Clayton campus is connected to Caulfield via an intercampus bus, which is free and runs approximately every 30 minutes during the semester time. So Clayton is our largest campus, with all of the faculties being represented there. It has beautiful surroundings and really world-class facilities. And finally, our Peninsula campus is located approximately 40 to 45 minutes from the city centre. The Peninsula campus is a lovely small campus surrounded by trees and located close to the water. So those are the 3 that you'd be able to choose between. So let's explore what the pathway to Monash could look like for you. If you choose to complete the 1+2 pathway, you will study your first year at UEH ISB. And then at the end of your first year, you would transfer your credit to Monash and commence your studies as a second-year student. And after you complete your second and third years at Monash, you'd be awarded a Monash degree. So 3 years of study in total. We also have a 1.5 plus 1.5 pathway, which is just extending the time that you'd be studying in Vietnam by half a year and decreasing the time that you'd be studying in Australia by half a year. But after 3 years, you would absolutely graduate with a Monash degree. The entry requirements are different between each campus, and they are shown on the slide on the left. So for Clayton, you would need a GPA of 7. And that would get you into the Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Economics, or Bachelor of Finance. For Clayton, you'd need a GPA of 6.5. That would get you into the Bachelor of Accounting, Bachelor of Business, Bachelor of Banking and Finance, and Bachelor of Marketing. And at Peninsula, you'd need a GPA of 6, and that would get you into the Bachelor of Business Administration. You will need to also successfully complete Mathematics for Business while you're at UEH ISB to meet the maths entry requirement for all of the Monash undergraduate business degrees. I'd also like to direct your attention to the IELTS band requirements there. So the overall score required for IELTS is 6.5 with no band lower than 6, or the Pearson PTE academic requires a level of 58 with a communication skill of over 50, or an equivalent English language test. So this slide shows the range of degrees that we have to offer that you could choose from. And if you're unsure of what to study, you might choose perhaps a more comprehensive degree. So those that are more general in title featured on the left of the slide. This will allow you to taste different areas of business before selecting a major and really specializing and focusing on a more narrow segment of business. Our specialist degrees, where they have a named major, so accounting or finance, that would be the major that you study within that degree. allows you to jump right into that specialist area that you might have already identified from previous studies, and focus and spend as much time as possible in that discipline area. Please note that all programs are not offered across all campuses. They are campus dependent. And if you go back to the previous slide, you'll see which degrees are offered at which campus. Our undergraduate degree program is kind of split into three sections, generally speaking. We have our core units, which are really the foundation pieces of business. Usually, on one of the joint programs we have with UEH-ISB, a lot of your core units would be covered from your studies while you're in Vietnam. We'll then have a group of approximately 8 units, which make up your major, which is your specialization, your main area of focus. So in the Bachelor of Accounting, for example, your major is accounting. Whereas if you chose the Bachelor of Business, you would have a major in, I think there is about 8 or 10 different majors within the Bachelor of Business that you would select. So you have a major in any of the degrees that you choose. Finally, we have the elective space in your degree, and depending on how your transfer credits from your study in Vietnam translate across to Monash and which program, pathway program you actually select, will let us know how much elective space you've got in your degree. But usually this is reserved for students to be able to sample very different areas of study. So from maybe other faculties or from other areas of business. You might look to do a language or a minor in this elective space within your degree. So there's lots of options within the degree, but in general, there are those kind of three main components that make up your undergraduate degree requirements. Now I'm going to walk you through some of the ways that you can get connected with the Monash community and really get ready for the careers that lie beyond your Monash study. So at Monash Business School, we think it's really important that you're connecting with other students, your lecturers, staff, and the broader community. So we actually offer a lot of ways to help you do so. Some of these options are listed on the slide in front of you. One of them, for example, is a peer-to-peer mentoring program where you can hear the experiences of more senior students and learn and connect with them in that formal way. Clubs and societies are also another brilliant way to connect with people who have similar interests or who are like-minded, and it's a great way to make friends, which makes your student experience so much better. We also have a lot of events, including social events where you can have a bit of fun, and industry events where employers are coming onto campus, or you're learning, tangible ways to improve your career prospects after you finish studying. We think it's really important that what you're learning in the classroom is being complemented by what you're learning outside of the classroom in terms of experiential or like hands-on learning. So experiential learning means that you're taking learning from the classroom and you're applying it to real-world settings. So an example of experiential learning would be something like an internship or an industry project, where you take that information that you've learned and you apply it. There are lots and lots of ways to get involved. This list definitely doesn't cover all of them, but I wanted to point out that that's something that we really encourage students to think of and plan for when they're thinking about studying at Monash. Studying in the classroom, yes, but enhancing your studies with that other experiential, out of the classroom, hands-on learning too. We actually offer 2 different levels of career support for Monash Business School students. The first level is the university's central career service called Career Connect. They support all students from Monash across all faculties, and they help with things like job application reviewing. They help you build your skills so that you're ready for the workforce and can describe them well to potential employers. They help you plan your career and offer lots of fantastic events like career expos. They also offer online skill development courses where you can log on at a time and day that suits you and really work on one of the skills that you're hoping to build. So that might be things like teamwork, networking, personal branding, communication, all of those soft skills that you really need to be able to succeed in securing a job and succeeding at that job. So that's through the Career Connect team. The second level of career support we have for business school students is provided through a dedicated graduate development team within the business school. So all of those fantastic career services that I've just talked about exist, but in a very business-focused manner. So there are additional events and programs that you can participate in that is just for business school students. So they include things like a award-winning mentor program where you're paired with a mentor who's currently in industry and you can kind of connect with them to learn about the realities of working in that business sector. And they also have lots of skills workshops as well. So they run workshops including like Microsoft Excel skills, how to develop your programming language skills, and lots of industry events. They also hold events where they bring alumni onto campus and kind of get those alumni to speak to different industries and what they've learned from their own career journey. I think that's the photo mentioned on the slide where we've got the panel of alumni and mentors, and you're able to ask them questions and really engage with them in that way. Another really exciting offering delivered every year is the International Student Week, which is a whole week of events designed to support the unique needs of the international student cohort. There is actually so many that I recommend you log on to the website and kind of have a peek of some of the types of events that are being offered this term. They're changing and they're growing every year, so it's just a really impactful resource that you can tap into as a student at Monash Business School. Now let's shift our focus to the wonderful city of Melbourne, which would be your home if you choose to embark on the joint program. Monash is situated in Melbourne, which is renowned for its really vibrant atmosphere and a city that is full of opportunities. It's known for offering one of the highest graduate starting salaries in the world and has a very high employability rate for all students after graduation. Melbourne is also consistently voted as one of the world's most livable cities and is known for its love of coffee, good food, and tourism, with many beautiful places to visit within driving distance. We, of course, are also known for our unique native wildlife. And finally, Melbourne plays host to a number of world famous sporting events, things like the Australian Open tennis tournament or the Formula One Grand Prix. Melbourne is also an extremely multicultural city, and you can find amazing cuisine and restaurants and markets with food from all over the world. Every nationality is represented here, and you'll be able to tap into a local network. In particular, if you're really feeling like some great Vietnamese food, don't worry, we definitely have some great Vietnamese restaurants, so that you'd be able to have a small piece of home while you're in Melbourne. Melbourne is also considered a Tier 1 city, with some of the biggest firms in Australia being situated in either Sydney or Melbourne. However, Melbourne is significantly more affordable to live in than Sydney at the moment, so it's a great option for students. Before you get started on thinking of your life in Melbourne and becoming a Monash student, there are a few things that we'd like you to consider. One of the main pieces to this puzzle is considering the budget and the various living expenses that you'll have to cover to facilitate a study experience in Australia. One of the main budget pieces is, of course, your accommodation, which is what we'd like to talk to kind of explain some of the options you have there. However, we also have a dedicated residential services team who are able to provide you with lots of help and resources to make sure that you achieve the best possible outcome for your situation, and so that you make some really informed decisions. The first accommodation available is our on-campus accommodation. We have on-campus accommodation at both the Clayton and Peninsula campuses, and these range in offerings from shared rooms to completely private suites, including kitchens. So there's really something to suit everyone. Our on-campus accommodation is supported by live-in staff and student leaders, 24-hour security on campus, and most importantly, I think a thriving events and activities program that help you connect with other students living in the residence and help you settle into your new community. If you study at if you study at Caulfield, you're able to live at Clayton and catch the free bus between campuses. Or a lot of students who study at Caulfield choose to live in the city, the middle of the CBD, and then just catch the train to campus as well. Another option you have is for off-campus accommodation, and there's lots of options available. Many students find housing in the private rental market and in student share homes within commuting distance of campus. Monash Residential Services are there to help you and give advice, even on this option where you're not selecting a Monash run accommodation option. They're still able to provide advice around rental agreements and good, safe areas to live. And so I highly recommend that you connect in with them, regardless of which option you choose. Another option you might like to consider is the homestay option run through Monash. This arrangement sees students living with an Australian local family. So accommodation and food is provided in this all-inclusive weekly fee. And this is a great way to experience life in an Australian home with a local family if that's kind of an environment that you wish to maintain. An example budget is shown on the slide, which kind of is meant to just get you thinking about what these costs would realistically look like for you to live and study in Melbourne. So as you can see, on-campus accommodation is one of the most expensive options. On campus can range greatly depending on the style room you choose. Generally speaking, though, it is more expensive than off-campus accommodation. And both of these options are probably going to work out more expensive than the homestay option because the homestay option has that all-inclusive accommodation and food wrapped up together, which makes it very economical. The other thing to consider in terms of budget is the tuition fee associated with the study. So in 2025, the tuition fees were approximately $53,200 per year for international students, and this represents a standard full-time load for business students. And it can vary slightly based on what you choose to study. Scholarships are confirmed on a yearly basis. We don't have any scholarships confirmed yet for 2026. So if you are in that category, feel free to connect in with us to see if there's any other financial support that would be offered that could contribute towards these tuition fees. I thank you very much for your time today and your patience and interest in coming to Monash Business School. I hope you found this presentation informative, and I can't wait to welcome you if you choose to come to Monash. I'd love to be one of the community members welcoming you to your second home at Monash and to study in Australia. Thank you.